because you're not fading in and out, you're not dropping. So you apparently got the right technology. What internet are you using?
Dr. Srinivas, that question is for you.
Yeah, Dr.
Repeat once again.
So she said that you are looking perfectly fine. There is no lagging in between the internet and the
Yeah.
camera is visible. So what kind of internet you are using?
Oh, it's
Okay.
quite our Vodafone
Okay.
Vodafone network. Yes.
Wow.
Yeah,
Wow, that's perfect. We need to
yeah,
share that with other people, man, Kit.
yeah.
Vodafone
I,
is like, I mean, you know what is Vodafone. So Vodafone is in India as well. And but India, I mean, when you talk about network, good networks of good, I mean, companies are segregated. I mean, there is no network which is good around India. So
Right.
yes,
regionally it's good at some part of the world. And that's why we have multiple connections. Because
yes.
whenever we travel to one state to the other, we have to switch on the, I mean, network and then that's how we use it.
See,
Okay.
As
as
a
of
telecom engineer, you must be aware more about the networks and how to manage it out and how the network flows because we are having a tough time in India as well.
Well, and I could tell that in many places everybody's struggling, but that's usually because of the utility of bandwidth, right? When you use too much of
even
it.
we also suffer a lot. It's by chance it's quite going well now.
It's a perfect hour for you, right?
Yeah,
Um,
it's
but I also noticed that the more I'm using it every day,
uh,
the less mine is going down. So it might be that it says, okay, every day we know you're going to use this much bandwidth, so we're going to adjust it for you, right? And I notice Ankits is getting better. Um, but no, technology is very important. But in the field of medicine, you have to juggle many things, right? Knowledge, research. You got to constantly be learning and understanding things. And I know this COVID has really just kind of shocked everybody. But what you're sharing with us are this just very good basic rules of practice to avoid any kind of virus, right? Eat well, eat healthy, get the right foods in your body, build your immune system. But right now we're looking at, the whole world expects a pill, right? They expect a vaccine to cure us. Is that how it is in your country? I mean, is everybody expecting a vaccine?
uh, it's in trial. It's all going in trial, but that is the allopathic system that they are doing on their way. But we are trying to work out on what we can do on our science basis. As you know, Ayurveda is an pre-Vedic ancient science, pre-Vedic, right, since Buddha period. And see, now people are talking about infectious diseases, communicable diseases, and all in these days. But in Ayurvedic texts, these chapters and these explanations are well clearly mentioned and explained with the treatments in olden days, seeing the purview of disease onset. So that if you take precautions, if you follow the descriptions of the daily routine, dinacharya, rituchara, seasonal regimen, diet, you will not be, your immunity will be well and your balanced health will be maintained. You will not be affected with disease. And like now it has pandemic has happened, so people all are discussing and telling that this and all. But in Kerala and all, it's
Mm.
very regular routine. People drink hot water regularly in their houses also, or if you go in hotels, you'll get a hot water only there. They're having regular routine. So such home remedies can everybody can adopt, at least to improve their immunities and all.
It just takes
That's what.
time. It takes practice, right? It just
Yeah,
takes routine. It takes practice. That's what I always say. It takes a full season to adapt to a new habit, right? In
definitely.
90 days, we should establish a new habit. I even shared a video yesterday of somebody who showed you can build a swimming pool in 60 days, right?
I,
and
wa- I was I was even hearing you, ma'am. I was hearing you about just before I started. You were talking about
Yeah.
some ego and all, and effects and all, something and all. So
Yeah.
in that, I will add one more thing. It's not only the physical, mental factors also affect health. Like we call it as upadha. Upadha means the kama, krodha, lobha, moha, shoka, mada, matsarya. These things. These have got psychological factors. This also affects your body health. Body.
That's right.
Yeah. So for that, the regimen has been told, the sattvic food has been told, and do yoga and meditations and all to keep your body mentally fit, mentally as well as physically.
Right.
As you say, for example, in Bhagavad Gita, there is an explanation. When Lord Krishna is, Arjuna is little worried to attack Bhishma Pitama, Moh, he's due to attachment. He's his grandfather. He's not feeling like hitting him bow, and he's not taking his arrow from this thing. So Lord Krishna says, "Manasi vyakule chakshu." If your mind is disturbed, chakshu, your eyes, pashyanapi na pashyati. You see things, but you don't perceive because you're viewing the things as per your mind, not as per the vision. So once you calm down your mind, you can do this thing. You should remember that you are a kshatriya by birth, and you're warrior, and you should fight. This is your dharma. And you should do this. You don't get affected with the moha or attachment. Similarly, the psychological factors also inhibit your health very well in day-to-day life, every day.
There's a huge testimony to also having people supporting you, right? It's one thing to be psychologically strong, but sometimes when you're going through a lot of pain, a lot of suffering, a lot of challenges that you fear because
Yeah.
but when you're alone, it's very hard. It's very scary. And but we've had nurses share stories of the COVID patients having to die alone and how very sad it has been.
Yeah.
But if we know you're having to stay home, don't be alone. Seriously, reach out to us. Ann Kid and I have been responding to people. We can't get you everything you want or need, but we're at least a sounding board. We can help you figure it out. But psychologically, you have to be very healthy. And
Yes.
to get there, you exercising. There are days I don't want to exercise. I just don't want to. But when I force myself to, 30 minutes later, I feel better, right? But I don't want to. I'm tired. I'm exhausted from sitting and doing, the show or just not moving enough. And to get on that bike, I don't want to get on my bike or do any of my exercises. But when I do it, I go, okay, I'm glad I did it. And so you just work past that wall, get the endorphins up, get happy, but don't be alone. We're going to be doing a musical cafe show on Sundays, which could be a very lonely time for people who are used to going to a church or some services, gatherings, weekend events. We're going to start having a musical cafe, 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I think it's almost midnight in India, but you can turn it on later. But it's a time to just sit there and watch people, listen to music, drink some cafe, eat your favorite little snack food, enjoy good music, enjoy good conversations. Thank you. We thank you for watching us. I'm sending out some good vibes, but you share some very good message about we got to be right up here before we can get right physically, and that's the fight. If you watch the movie 93 Days about the Ebola, the infectious disease doctor who's an expert in Ebola pandemic situations where he'll go in and help people, the first thing he tells them is 90% of your win is up here.
Yes.
90% beating Ebola. And he will he tells them up front, it's not to scare them, it's to be honest. So he tells them up front, 80% of the patients die. We have an 80% death rate, and 90% of the recovery is going to be what you have here and your willpower to push. And you don't give up. You keep trying. And he gives them a chart so they can see their peak, because he felt like if you could see where your peak is, you'll fight harder. Like, I'm almost there, right? So he'll give them a chart so they can measure their own peak because they don't have enough resources, and when to drink water. He tells them this is when, and it's horrific how they have to live to survive. But they do, the people who survived was up here. And so you give a good message. You give a very good message. Well, we're getting a lot of responses here. Oh, proud of you, Uncle. Who's that to? Is that you? Are you the uncle?
It's she's my patient. My
Oh,
patient.
awesome. You got a lot of fans. This is so
Yeah.
sweet.
Let me share you one thing. We get patients, or our institution is so old that we get patients from abroad also, maybe many countries.
Yeah.
California alone, I got more than 30 patients. California. And
Wow.
even New Jersey, California from there. So some patients are even now asking, what should we do? But now there is no way to send medicines, or nobody can take the medicine. It's lockdown. They're worried. So whatever home remedies I could advise, I have to WhatsApp them. I answered them.
So you have, one of the problems I have is I became sick, and my doctors cannot prescribe me medication right now because they can't see me.
Yeah.
They won't allow them to give us medication unless they can see me. So,
See, some of the patients are having the medicine what we give generally, that giloy, cordifolia, tinospora cordifolia, such tablets they have taken already. Some are having, like indukantam or even chawanprash. Those things what they are having with them, and so they are taking. And those who are not having, they are little getting panic. Even my one of my schoolmate, my in school days he was with me. Now he is a pediatrician in New York. He's since 20 days he couldn't come out of the hospital. Now he says next shift he will be changing. He was also asking, yeah, suggest me something in your science if we can do something. We
wow.
have patients. Yeah. And even March first week I had met some patients. After that I have not seen him. So I came to know last week that some of them are 2-3 patients were positive, who are in Noida and all. So some of the doctors who were treating them, they called me. They asked me specifically, when did you meet them and all. After 8th March, I have not met anybody who have been calling me. But still, after this quarantine period, they have come home, and I have advised my medicines. Somebody came and took the medicine from here, and they're little courageously taking. I will be better if I take these medicines. My immunity will be at least better now. Will improve. We are given our preparations.
And that's the important thing. Stay at home. Don't go out and infect people. Use your phone, right?
Yeah.
Call the
Uh,
doctor. He's got a phone.
See,
We
no,
know it works.
Tripti Anand, she's in US. She's in yeah.
Oh,
She's
wow.
my niece wife, nephew's wife. My nephew's wife.
That's awesome. No, this is beautiful.
And Bhavna, who was earlier patient, and the Bhavna earlier who was my patient, she's my daughter's classmate also in the school.
Okay.
Yeah.
This is awesome. We appreciate this, but you're giving good advice.
Yeah.
And you're keeping us calm, and we're not going to panic, because if we have knowledge, we have no fear, right?
Even one of my co-brother Yogesh Pandey was here earlier. He's in Bangalore. He's viewing this.
Oh, so this is like a big family reunion.
Yeah, of course.
Awesome.
And some of my doctor friends were also. See, this Yogesh Pandey. He's my the co-brother.
So we need to have your own show. You just need to have your own talk show for a while.
Yeah.
We'll get that.
And also, I mean, Dr. Pandey, I mean, you won't believe that, I mean, in India, although we know about Ayurveda, but we are not following the way we should.
Different.
I hope you agree. But when you talk about the world, people know about what is Ayurveda as a name, but they don't know what is Ayurveda.
Yes,
So if we do a regular show, and if we address to our I mean viewers and people around the world what is Ayurveda and what are the best ways to do it, because this is the best natural way to protect yourself and to increase the immunity, because you know that a lot of I mean artificial medicines or maybe food are available. So if we do it in the right way, I think that would be a great show for us, and I would like to have
interactions and awareness should be created everywhere. And not only that, Ankitji, I connected you just because of the Shiv Pujan Saha.
Yeah.
He is my old patient, 19 years old patient.
I know.
So I was just recalling him. When did I meet him? Then he said 2001 we have met, and I was in Karkaduma like that and all. So he said, hey, sir, your medicines have worked, and our family are much better. And every year I have been going to Karkaduma hospital, and we get admitted and take our treatments there. He said. He only put me to you.
No, I know that. I know that. That's wonderful. So we have to be connected, and we have to stay united, and we have to protect the world, and we have to spread the Ayurveda as well, so that people can use the best part of it, and also they can sustain the good life and follow
Yeah.
the norms basically.
What
And
now?
that's
My family is watching. See, Devansh Tripathi is my brother, my nephew again.
okay. That's
Yeah,
good.
Ram
That's good.
Tripathi again, my co-brother. Yes.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
wonderful.
Beautiful that we have.
So I would request you one thing.
Yeah,
Such interactions should be now it's pandemic, so we are all very concerned. Even if it is
yeah,
not that routine wise, if you organize on such certain topics, certain disease,
yeah.
what is the precautions to be taken? You can have
Understood.
all systems, even homeopathy, Urani,
Sure,
Ayurveda,
sure.
yoga. Everybody you can combine. Allopathy. Everybody is about their own importance. I don't say
Yeah.
that we are only the same. Everyone.
No, no, I'm
Such.
completely. So I'll
Uh,
tell you, we have a IBM TV Health channel, and we are doing a lot of shows on IBM TV Health channel.
that would be
This
most
we have
better.
started discussing the world news and what's happening around the world during the pandemic. And you won't believe we are doing it since 13th of March, and
Achha.
we are doing 4 hours live show every day,
Oh,
4,
and
good.
we have views around the world. So
7 days
people are
a
watching
week.
us,
Chalo, badhiya.
and we have
Achha.
7 days a week, no holidays, nothing, and we have expert people. I mean, joining us from around the world, sharing their best practices, stories,
It's a
and
great
people
effort.
are very concerned about boosting their immunity. And I think Ayurveda is one of the best options they can
Hmm.
sustain. And so we are trying our best to do it. And but we would like to continue this. I mean, shows like informative shows for future, and introducing a lot of other best practices like you mentioned about the Ayurveda and
All
allopathy.
traditions.
Well,
Yeah.
Yeah,
because there's more
homeopathy.
information to learn,
Yeah,
not just today, right?
yeah,
But every day, medical practice learns new things.
Yes.
There are
yeah,
new diseases, or there are old diseases that we still have to fight. And you can bring that solid information that people can ask questions. Because right now, people are not going to go to the doctor every day like they used to. It's
yeah.
scarier to go to the doctor's office right now than it is to just stay at home and figure it out. I'm scared to go to the doctor's office because sick people are there. So, and maybe COVID, and I might not be really sick. I might just have a sinus infection, right?
Huh.
But then I go there, and then other people are there with COVID, and so
And then, yes.
yeah.
And
So
people get panic
So
also.
I always told Kim that if you have a sinus, try to use alom vilom and try to have maybe a
Arre,
turmeric latte.
yeah,
just
turmeric
put, just put turmeric in your hot water. Turmeric. Boil water with a little salt and turmeric and do gargling.
and
See
gargling.
how, yeah.
I will try that. The COVID came the same time our season changed.
Yes.
We had all the pollen, and pollen can be really bad for some people. So I've been fighting the sinus infections, but instead of but the turmeric, all of that is very good.
They are
Tea,
good medicines.
I
Patcha
like
Shudhata.
tea. Yeah, and it's good for any kind of problems, right? It's
Yes,
healthy,
of course.
period. Ginger, you mentioned ginger. It's very good for your stomach, right?
Yes.
And if you feel good, and I love the smell of ginger. Oh my gosh, ginger just smells so good. Oil of
Black
clove,
black
black
pepper. Ginger.
right? And I love. Let's see, where is it here? My oils. I love oil of clove and mint, right?
Yeah.
And oil of clove is what dentists used to use a long time ago for anesthetic and for
Uh-huh.
numbing. And mint just is calming, right? And
Okay.
relaxing and sminting. And so all of these things, the ginger, you mix all of these things together, they're healthy, right? Very,
Yes.
very healthy.
It will.
Yep, I like my oils. I like healthy foods. All right, who do we have here?
Hi,
No.
namaste.
And where are you at today?
Fine.
Okay, and how are you doing?
Yeah, fine. How about you?
We're doing great. We're doing great. We're having this wonderful conversation about just general practice of medicine, of how to get through the COVID without panicking, right? That be calm and build your immune system and
Of
everything.
course.
Yeah. So, what good news do you have to share with us today?
So I think the sir, I was listening to sir. We were discussing about the general instructions on the how to boost up the immunity. I
Yes.
mean, Yes. So going through the same line, I think the main concept behind increasing our immunity would be the antioxidants.
Yes.
Apart from that, the natural boosters, like in our Indian scenario, it's the tulsi, and sometimes neems also we follow. And apart from that, uh, just a minute, sorry.
That's okay. This is one thing I enjoy. We're all at home with our children now, and I love it. People have got children and everything, but it's been very, very nice. But sometimes it's hard to hear when you got a lot of things going on in the background. So, all right.
Yeah. So
So,
yeah,
children
sorry.
are home, right? Children are home. What a joy.
He just opened up the door and yeah.
That's okay. That's
So
we're all experiencing, new normalities in life, right? That our kids are at home with us all day and things like that.
yeah, so kind of what we are going through, that the ginger and the tulsi, and what we have, the apart from that, the neem. So they are the some natural herbal products which there is no harm also, even if we take it, a little bit extra also. So those are the things which helps us in immunity, increasing our immunity, boosting our immunity.
Right.
And apart from that, a lot of
Unbelievable.
hello, hi.
I'm so sorry. What did it? Okay.
Hi. So, share with us a little bit more about the. What are your thoughts on building the immunity? What are some of the things that you think we should be doing?
So I was talking about the immunity boosters, what we have. So one of the common and richest sources in India of immunity booster is the vitamin C. It can be available in the form of, the lemon, very easily available, and even the
Amla,
other
gooseberry.
citrus, gooseberry, yeah, the one of the
Yes.
richest source of citrus fruit. So even
Yeah.
you can take that also. Even sometimes, the other fruits like papaya and all those things, they are, apart from the vitamin C, vitamin A is also very rich in those sources. Those who are, papaya, bananas, so they are richest source of other vitamins. So they are can also be, yeah. So those are things which can be of helpful in increasing our immunity. Uh, Apart from that, having the adequate hydration, I mean, that is the most important key part,
Yeah.
to make hydrate your body, and thus decreasing the, the severity of the infection. Definitely, if you keep up the immunity up, keep hydrating, infection may catch you, but the severity will not be so severe. So you can have that thing. Then nothing harm also in taking the immunity boosters, like look, which are easily available in our local shops.
So, you know what we need to do, Ankit, because we keep hearing about all of these wonderful things we need to get into our body. We need to have a cooking show with these doctors, and they go, yes, use that ginger. Yes, this is
Yeah.
what, but Muhammad did that with us one day. He shared with us this beautiful salad and dressing he made. I was
Yeah.
so hungry when he was finished talking about it. It's like the minute the show was over, I'm running to the kitchen going, all right, what do I have? But the thing, what would be cool, because getting out and shopping for these things can be very difficult. Wouldn't it be neat if we can not invent, but create a business where we talk about these foods, but we have these things delivered to the people, right? From the local community garden or farmer or local community
Yeah.
distributor. And we say each week, okay, folks, this is what we're going to do. We're going to serve you, we're going to have meal time, and we're going to talk about each elements of the meal, why it's healthy for your body and what's good in it. And then we have those foods delivered to the people. Wouldn't that be neat? I mean, I would like it because I don't like to cook. So
No, I think that would definitely work. If we can have a chef, and couple of doctors and an Ayurveda specialist on board, and we can cook something interesting which is healthy, hygienic, and which will increase the immunity. I think that show will perfectly work. What do you think,
To be
doctor?
included in the kitchen.
Definitely.
Yes, yeah. I mean, I think in the doctor's kitchen, right? The
Yes,
doctor's
Yeah,
kitchen.
yeah.
I think we can start
Yeah.
something ourselves. I've been looking for somebody to do this, but we talk about it, all of these foods. But I think to myself, how can I get that without a pill? I want the food. I don't want to just keep taking pills. Like I try to drink milk every day, right? Because that's supposed to be good for you. And eating a lot of dairy products, protein. How do you get that protein that builds your energy up, that boosts you? Um, and also, we can learn to cater it to people, right? Like maybe we can get an app where people can test their immunity, and then they can call in to us, our doctor team. Maybe we can get a doctor team together. See, I'm building a business now, and we can get a doctor team together, and the doctor team can say, okay, this is the foods you need to add to your diet, right? But it can be interactive, and but I think the app for immunity building, testing needs to go out. I think we need some kind of immunity testing, because we test cholesterol, we test sugar, we test heart rates. Why can't we test immunity?
yeah.
And
I think we should work with Dr. Jatin closely because he worked with a lot of infectious diseases, and he understands the how to build immunity and also what are antibodies and antigens. So I think offline we'll start doing something, and then maybe we can launch the program pretty soon on IBM TV.
yeah, because when you're
Sure.
working with infectious diseases, share with us a little bit about some of your research on the infectious diseases.
So, as Mr. Ankit has already highlighted, that there is something called antigen, which can be an something known as infectious agent. I mean, it can be in the form of bacteria, virus, or any fungi. So, whenever it enters in our body, it mounts an immune response in our body. For mounting a good immune response, it means a lot of antibody are being produced against the antigen. Antigen, which we are saying it could be bacterial, fungal, or viral. In this scenario, where we are going through is it's a COVID-19, it's a virus. So whenever COVID-19 or virus enter in our body, it leads to a development of antibody. So depending upon those antibodies production, our body will react. It can go into mild infection, it can go into moderate infection, or even it can go into the severe infection. This all depends upon how our immunity, that is the first line of defense, which we also known as innate immunity. Doesn't matter whether you have been infected with that virus earlier or not. That is the first line of defense. That is the innate immunity which plays into role. Our we have in the body the cells known as NKT cells. Those are the cells whenever the virus enters in our body, attacks those cells and gets them and kills them. So those person who have good amount of antioxidants in the body, those who exercise daily, those who yoga on daily basis, to yoga on daily basis, and also those who have a you know best BMI. Best BMI means, I mean, BMI is adequate at less than 27 or less than 26. Those who are fit. So those are the one which mount a good antibody response against this virus, and these antibodies cope up in fighting this virus. In contrast to those who have poor outcomes, like diabetic patient, hypertensive patient, obese patients, those having the cardiovascular disease. So those are the one who didn't mount any good amount of antibody response, leading to hence poor outcome. So we have to, even we are going through lockdown phase, we are eating on an n number of times. But what about our healthy diet? What about our exercise schedules? So they all are going messed up. So even in this lockdown state, I'll emphasize that exercise is a must. One thing. Second thing is healthy mind. So we don't, but nobody talks about the healthy mind. How you can have the healthy mind? Healthy mind can come up only with healthy exercise and healthy yoga. So those are the two things. And third is healthy diet also. So with these three, healthy yoga, exercise, and healthy diet, our healthy mind will work. And with healthy mind, our body immunity will boost up. And those are things which nobody taught us or nobody teaches us in the our med school days, because these are things which are comes under the Ayurveda part, not under the our allopathic part. But these are the
Yes.
must. I mean, these are the must things. A healthy mind plays a major role in fighting any disease, whether it's a non-communicable disease or it's a communicable disease. I think this is from my side.
No,
I would
I
like
think
to add
from an
one point.
education. That's not just
Just
from
one point.
yourself. That's
Yes,
experience.
I
please,
would like
doctor.
to
Yeah.
add
Yeah,
one
please.
point. As you
Yeah.
said, there is a definition for health in Ayurveda, which has been accepted by WHO also. That is samadosha samagnischa. Samadosha means all the dosha, vata, pitta, kapha should be in balance. Samagni, all the three agnis, bhutagni, jataragni, and dhatwagni. And samadosha samagnisha samadhatu, all the seven dhatus should be in balance. Malakriya, all the excretion function should be normal. Prasanna, happy, Atma, soul, Mana, Atma Indriya Mana. Atma, sense organs, and Manas, soul. That is called a healthy state. Samadosha Samagnisha Samadhatu Malakriya. Prasanna Atma Indriya Manaha Swastha Itya Vidhiyate. He is called as Swastha. This is what definition actually. The same as Dr. Sab told us,
Yeah.
same thing.
Yes, sir. These things we don't know, but the only thing which we know is
Yeah,
every organ has to be controlled by overall by the brain only.
yeah, exactly,
So if our
exactly.
brain is healthy by any means, I mean by yoga, by exercise, or by diet, so our body will be in a good state. It will
Yeah,
not be going to easily invaded by any organism.
different.
I think what we're talking about here is, very good facts, knowledge, and so we don't have fear. But it's about not just surviving COVID, but how to live among all the other viruses that we're going to be, faced with in the future. So because we're faced with viruses every day. And viruses that kill people, but not at the volume that we're dealing with right now. But I think these are good conversations that they're not just about COVID. This is about healthy lifestyle to help prevent heart disease, kidney disease, liver disease, but
Skin disease.
yeah, but skin disease. And
Yeah.
you're right. And also, Dr. Yu brings this up a lot, especially with stem cell, is about just making you feel younger, right? Like when you eat that thick food, a lot of food that is heavy and not good for you, you feel sluggish, you feel bad, you don't feel good, your heart feels like it's working twice. But when you eat healthy, you feel healthy. When I eat my grapefruit, I feel better. I feel energy. When I eat lemons, I like lemons without sugar. I feel healthy. I think everything we're talking about is we need to teach people how to eat again. We forgot how to eat.
Yeah,
It's
sure.
so easy to go get a box of potato chips and eat a box of potato chips than it
Yeah.
is to eat and peel a grapefruit and eat a grapefruit. You
Along
know,
with pop.
yeah, and it's more, yeah, pop, right?
Yeah.
And it's more expensive to buy one grapefruit than
Yeah.
it is the bag of chips. And I think we need to change that. But I think if we teach people good habits, that it's okay to sit there and peel in front of people and eat a grapefruit, it's okay. It's natural and it's good and it's healthy. I eat the peelings. I like to clean the peelings and eat them. I think they're healthy for you because that's where all the sunshine was. But you got to clean them, right? Don't eat the peeling. The peeling was there for a reason. One, to protect the good part of the fruit. But I like the whole everything. But I think what we're talking about, we need to get a show on this. My boss keeps saying we need a show on this, like a constant show where we eat. But I still like my idea of, let's talk about these foods and then let people order them and ship it to the people.
Hello.
Hey, and we got David that keeps popping in and out. Is he having problems with
There
technology?
is problem, so he's calling me to fix up the problem. So he wanted to join the show, but he's having some difficulties.
Because this is a good conversation for David as well, because
Yeah, yeah.
very, very
I'll
good
try one
conversation.
more time. I'll just go out and try one more time. In the meantime, we should
Okay.
welcome Dr. Rajat Gupta. He's a pain specialist based out of Delhi, and he'll introduce himself. I'll take a leave for the meantime.
That sounds good.
Hello, everyone.
Hello, namaste.
Hi.
Namaste.
Good evening to you.
Good evening. Good morning to you.
Oh, thank you. Well, we're almost noon. We're past noon, so It's our days change. And Kit and I do this for 4 hours every day, 7 days a week. We felt the passion to get the word out to people from all of these your intelligent experiences of how we can not just win the war of COVID, but for the future, right? That we these are things we're not just building for today. We want to establish these things for the future. So how are things going for you today?
Things are going good. We are doing well. The people in India, though the numbers are increasing, but we guys are fighting out, and we are very positive. And we are trying to find out vaccine and different solutions to the disease. So hopefully, we'll be able to get a control on that.
We've been talking about a vaccine. China claims they have a vaccine, and we've been working with Dr. Yu. He's been on our show. He comes on 3 days a week. He does stem cell research, and there's another doctor, Dr. Stein, that's in Vegas, and he's doing stem cell research, which seems to be a healthy alternative for vaccines if we can make it work. There's a lot of controversy with stem cell, but I've learned a lot through them that they're not just taking stem cells from anywhere. And they're very, very healthy and mindful about the use of stem cells. So very interesting research. They use stem cells right now for pain. That they're just generally taking good, healthy cells. And if they can find the right receptor in the body, they can put that healthy cell in the body and let it regenerate what has been damaged. Because that's what our cells do, right? Until eventually they don't have the immunity to do that anymore until we get older. Those cells get older. And so I've learned a lot watching that. What are some of the experiences? You said that you're seeing an increase of the infections.
The whole idea behind this.
Link.
I think we're having some difficulties.
Not audible.
So, well, in infectious disease, what is your thoughts on, Dr. Hoju? What is your thoughts on stem cell research?
Already, I think 2 days back we were with Dr. Philip. I think Dr. Philip Yu. He was already on the lot of research. He has already did it on this topic. Even the one of these research is going on with the help of Israel and I think some hospital in New Jersey. I think they were on the PLX. I think plaque cells. It's a kind of a extract derived from the placenta, and those are the cells which are pluripotent. Means they have the capability to convert into any active cells, any kind of active cells, and those have the capability as to act as an immunomodulator, just like our hydroxychloroquine, which we say it's an immunomodulator. It's an anti-malarial drug, but by an immunomodulator, it can help in controlling the virus part. Similarly, with the PLX cells, whatever we call the pluripotent cells, they can be acting as immunomodulator. Also, they have been using it. We have been using it earlier also for the regeneration tissue, for regenerating the tissues like any chronic insufficiency in the lower limb or any kind of dead muscle regeneration. So those are the things we have been used in the past in terms of regeneration of the tissues. But to tackle this virus, I think it will be a new venture for us, and hopefully if it comes out to be successful, that will be the winning part of the whole humanity. It can be utilized because company has already claimed that even if it comes out to be trial comes out to be successful, we'll be producing a lot of PLX cells that can be used both in the Western world as well as in the Asian countries also.
And I agree with you. And my whole thing too is some of the stuff in research of stem cells is why not utilize things that are already in our bodies and in our DNA rather than creating something that is of foreign substance to the human body. to recreate it and help it rebuild and become healthier. Just like when we're putting healthier foods in our body, right?
Yeah.
And I'm going to be drinking a lot of turmeric. Ankit tells me this all the time, and we've got a lot of input on that. I think I'm going to start selling it. But all of these things are healthy. Some of the things that we've been talking about is the mental state of mind. We talked about that today, which I think is very important. And when you're fighting any kind of disease, infection, viruses, pain, Dr. Gupta, I think people need to be in the right mental frame of mind when they're in pain. I know I learned a lot by going to a pain psychiatrist years ago to help learn to live with my disease. Because you have a tendency when you have a chronic disease to